Hi guys, welcome to another video. Welcome to my February reset. I cannot believe that we are already at the end of January. This month has just flown by, and I think especially being pregnant, it's starting to set in that February, March, oh, baby month, which is a little bit crazy, especially since there's a very real possibility that baby is coming at the end of March. So it's just sort of setting in how quick everything is going to go, and it only gets more busy from here. We've got uni starting, we've got a bunch of nesting vlogs coming up, we've got my daughter's first birthday. So something that always makes me feel as though I've got a bit more control of things is sitting down and doing my budget, doing my goals, and just resetting for the month. That is what we are doing today. If you are new here, my name is Gabby and I'm 21 years old. I'll be 22 next month. I have a nearly 1-year-old daughter named Eloise, and I am 30 weeks pregnant tomorrow with our second baby. My husband's name is Alex and he is a registered nurse. I'm very lucky he's home today, so he's been able to take Ellie out for a little bit so I can get around to filming this. That is my dog Archie in the background too, so he is probably going to want to come up and cuddle me for a little bit. I post a lot of vlogs, personal finance content, and motherhood content. Very soon there will be some uni content as well as the uni year starts. This is my last year of university studying my teaching degree, so I'm very excited about that. So if any of that interests you, I would love for you to hit that subscribe button. My goal this year is to hit 1,000 subscribers, so it would be great if you could stick around. If you are watching this video, I would love for you to comment below and let me know where you're watching from, as well as what goals you have already achieved this month, or maybe what goals you were hoping to achieve this month but they're on the to-do list for next month instead. First up, we are going to reflect on the goals that we set at the beginning of the year. Now, I didn't set any monthly goals yet, but I think that's something I'm going to start doing from now. For now, we'll just reflect on the 2025 goals, and then we'll set some monthly goals that align with our overall 2025 goals. So there was one goal that we've already achieved this month, which was our couples weekend away, and I knew that that would be achieved because we'd already booked it. But that's very exciting to already have something ticked off. There were a lot of other goals that we made progress towards, so I'll just sort of go through the goals and talk about, progress that's made and all that sort of stuff. So complete my final year of uni. Obviously haven't done that yet. We've got the whole year to go. That doesn't start until March, but next month I'm thinking, this coming month, February, I'm gonna be doing hopefully some reels or some TikToks on uni prep and how I'm preparing for unis. It is a big year ahead. There's lots of prep going on. I'm actually gonna have a 10-week placement block in the second half of the year whilst studying full-time as well. So that's gonna be pretty full on. But yes, obviously haven't made any progress towards that yet. Trip to WA and Queensland, that's not until June, so not stressed about that one. The couples weekend away, we ticked off and we had such a lovely time. It was really needed. I think if you have young kids and you have help around you who you can leave, like if you've got grandparents around who the kids can be left with overnight, even if it's just for one night or even just for a day, like a 7 a.m. till 7 p.m. kind of day. I just think it's so beneficial to a marriage and to a relationship to have that time away, just the two of you. We did have 2 nights away, and I've said to Alex, I think while our kids are so young, I would prefer just to do 1 night away and leave early the one morning, come back later the next night. Just missing Ellie so much. Like, I cried both mornings because I missed her. As I said, it was still so beneficial to have that time together. Ellie's first birthday, we have that coming up in a couple of weeks, which is very exciting. So that is well underway. Have a girls' day. I'm planning, I think, to do a sip and see once the baby comes, like have a bit of a girls hangout, just with a few girls, probably not family related because they'll all have met the baby anyway, but I'm thinking just, a few other friends, probably within the first week or two coming home from hospital. I'll invite them over and we'll just have like some desserty food, probably not champagne because I'll be breastfeeding. We'll see how we go. We'll have something yummy, even if it's a non-alcoholic drink. I just think it's going to be very low pressure on me, but also on the girls. We'll have a very clear topic of conversation. It will be the new baby, but hopefully everyone will get to know each other a little bit better, and we'll just sort of take it from there. So if that goes well, I'm hoping to do another thing later on in the year, but I just think that should be a pretty low pressure. Like, I don't need to get crazy dressed up. If I'm a week or 2 postpartum, no one's going to expect me to look amazing. No one's going to expect the house to look amazing. So that's my thoughts on that. 2 date nights a month. So far, we are doing well. So this month we had I think we did sort of 3 date nights. What I'm classifying as 2 date nights a month. Both have to be planned at least a fortnight in advance. One has to be just Alex and I, and one can be just Alex and I, that will still count, but one, if it's like a family date day, I'm okay with that. It's just like getting out of the house and doing something intentional just for fun. So this month, I think we had 3. We had date night out at Fugazi, which was really lovely. That was a bit of an expensive one to celebrate the year just gone and Alex finishing his TPPP. Then we had our weekend away, which again was a bit more on the pricey side, something that we'd planned before we even found out about the new baby or anything, just to have a bit of time away, the 2 of us. We also went to the Wollonga Farmers Markets over the weekend, which was really, really lovely. And that was with Ellie and my family. And definitely on track for that, but we can't tick that off for the year until we've done it for the whole year. Financial, save 10,000 towards house deposit. So far, we have made 0 progress towards that. Just this first half of the year, we know is gonna be a bit more pricey. We've got holidays and things to save for, so the bulk of that saving for the house deposit isn't going to happen until later on in the year, but I'm not stressed about that. Invest every fortnight, we have done that. I actually think I can tick off automate budget because yeah, I think everything comes out automatically. The only thing, and I've set it up so that things are transferred into our separate accounts automatically. I would say the only thing that isn't automatic is our savings, and that's because that's a variable expense that changes every month. I'm feeling pretty good about that. Health and wellness, baby number 2 obviously has not been delivered yet. Attend gym regularly, I have still been doing that, but again, I can't tick that off until the end of the year. 1 walk a week. We have not done well on this so far. The first week, I think we went on like 3 walks, but it has been so hot this month. Last night it was a low of 28 degrees overnight. So the walking has not been a priority. Again, considering how pregnant I am, considering how hot it's been, it's just not been a priority, but that is something that we will pick up as the months start to get a bit cooler, especially once Bub gets here. Those mental health walks are so important. Read 10 books. Again, I've made 0 progress in this so far, and I feel like this was sort of the month to do it before uni goes back and everything, and while Alex was home. So really gonna have to make an effort on that one this month. And consistent prayer routine. Yeah, consistent prayer routine. Again, I have not made any progress, although I listened to a couple of the Bible in a Year podcasts, but it's really just, I think the plan is I need to set up a morning routine where I read, I listen to the Bible in a Year podcast, just to like tick off those goals first thing in the morning. I think that is going to be really important. So in saying that, let's set some goals for February. Prep for uni. And with that, I mean like get my books ready, sort out folders on laptop, all that sort of stuff. 2 date nights a month. We've got a bowling night planned, Alex and I, and then I'm not sure what we'll do for the second one yet. Yeah, I would say set a productive morning routine. Now, I think the problem with my morning routine is the time that I'm waking up. I always just wake up whenever Ellie does, dependent on if she wakes up at 5, we're up at 5. If she wakes up at 6, we're up at 6. If she wakes up at 7, we're up at 7. Usually it's somewhere between 6 and 7 though. I think what will really help is if I wake up at a consistent time every morning. I think 5:30 is going to be appropriate. I can't remember her name, but I saw this girl on TikTok talking about how if we treat being a stay-at-home mum as a job, which it is, it's an unpaid job, but it is a job. And if we treat it as a job, then we should be preparing for it like it's a job. And that's not to say that it's also not a gift or anything like that, but treating it as a job means getting up, getting dressed, getting ready for the day, having breakfast, like doing all of that stuff that you would do before you clock on for a job. I think my goal will be to wake up at 5:30 every morning. Obviously, I will give myself some grace with this as far as being pregnant and if Ellie's up overnight, but Ellie is normally a good sleeper overnight, so I should be able to do this, and hopefully that gives me about 30 minutes to read for a little bit, wash my face, put some mascara on, get dressed for the day, listen to a podcast, and just get ready for the day. So that is my goal. Set a productive morning routine, including waking up at 5:30 a.m. Alrighty, so I think that is it for our goals for this month. I've only set 3. I think they're very achievable. The big one is that morning routine because that sort of has a bunch of sub goals as far as helping me achieve my reading goal, my prayer goal, all those sorts of things. So we will see how that goes. All right, now we are on to the budget. First step with the budget is to reflect on how January went. So if we have a look at our income, the first thing is we've still got 2 paychecks to come through on Friday. It's Monday today, so I'm estimating it's going to be around what I've said here, $1,600 for the first one and $400 for the second. So obviously there are going to be some gaps in the budget, which is okay. So Alex's first paycheck was a little bit higher than expected, but his second one was a little bit lower, so that's good. That's sort of balanced out, and then the family support is always the same. Alex's second paycheck was a lot higher. That was because he ended up pulling a double shift over New Year's Eve. So he got penalty rates for it being a double shift and penalty rates for it being a public holiday. It all worked out good. I think he also did just some extra shifts in there, so that was very good. But again, his next pay was a little bit lower than expected, so that's okay as well. Family support's the same. We also had a lot of extra rollover and just like miscellaneous that I wasn't expecting. I got an annual leave payout from my job from last year, so that was pretty handy. All very, very welcome. We are very happy to have unexpected extra money. Alrighty, bills. This actual amount will all be the exact same as what we've budgeted. It just hasn't hit the account yet because we're waiting for that third paycheck. So everything at the moment is 2/3 of what we budgeted, but that's okay. All the ticks are the bills that came out this month. Water and electricity are quarterly, so they haven't come out this month. I think they'll come out Feb or March. I actually need to look up the dates that they come out. The internet came out yesterday. And professional insurance. We forgot that Alex's professional indemnity insurance ran out in January, and so that needed to be renewed, and it got renewed automatically, but thank goodness we had that extra big paycheck to pay for that, because that was nearly $500 of unexpected payment. It was accounted for in my 2025 annual budget, so it's not stressful as far as it's going to throw out our whole plan, but it was stressful as far as we didn't know we had to pay for it this month. Subscriptions and memberships, again, everything's going to end up being the same as what was budgeted. It just hasn't been updated yet because we haven't got that paycheck. Expenses, this is the big one as far as variable income. Groceries, we budgeted $400 and so far we've spent $352.47, so that's quite good. I don't see us spending any more until Friday or Saturday. So that should actually stay the same, which is very exciting. Part of that was we did find a gift card, I think from our wedding or something, that had about $50 on it for Coles. So that would have been maybe like $2 over. I'm still feeling pretty good about that. We stuck to that budget. We did a lot of shopping our fridge and freezer and pantry this month, so that was very helpful. Fuel, $382.44. There's just not really anything you can do about that. When the car needs to be fueled up, it needs to be fueled up, and the price is what it is. Personal necessities, we spent under, which I'm surprised about because we had quite a few expenses this month, so I'm happy with that. Social and takeaway, we budgeted $0 and we spent $63.20. So that is not an ideal. I think, to be honest, that is just me being honest with myself. Like a lot of that, let's have a look. A lot of that was, yeah, like we got ice cream when we went out with a friend. I went out with another friend, and I should have budgeted for that. That was my bad because that was in the calendar already. And then we agreed to go get lunch with my family and bought KFC and McDonald's then. So those are all just things that I should have accounted for that I didn't. So that's something to keep in mind for the next month, is either we have to say no to things or we have to budget accurately for them. So we will see how we go. Date nights, we spent a little bit over because we went to the markets, and as I said, we splurged a little bit there, but that was really fun. Miscellaneous, we spent nearly double, but that is because we bought this fold-out couch for $100. Otherwise, that would have been under. And there are no regrets there. As I said, it was 28 degrees last night. We only have an aircon in this room, So I'm so glad that we had the fold out couch to sleep on. Eloise, we spent a little bit over because we enrolled her in swimming lessons and we had to pay for next month, but that will all balance out. My mum has gifted us 2 months of swimming lessons. That's just got to hit my account still. That was Ellie's Christmas present from mum and dad. Alex's grandma as well has, on his mum's side, has gifted us some money to put towards swimming lessons. So that, I'm not worried about that. Our weekend away, I budgeted 300 and we spent 218.69. So that's pretty good. That wasn't including the hotel or anything. That was all pre-booked already. So that's not too bad. And then Ellie's birthday, we ended up saving 152.38. We had actually, I had put 300 aside for that, but then I've already pre-ordered pizzas for the day, so that's why there's only that amount there, and that will be everything else that we need for it. I'm just getting some balloons. I'm keeping it really simple because it's her first birthday. She's not going to remember it. It's definitely more for Alex and I, just to have an excuse to celebrate with friends, but that is going to be a lot of fun. So debt, we don't have any debt. There's nothing there. I always find these graphs interesting when other people look at them, like when we spent most of our money, June 5th. What happened on, not June, January 5th. What happened on January 5th? Oh, rent. That makes a lot of sense. And there's definitely been another lot of rent that has come out since then that I've just not put in the budget yet. Where most of our money goes, that's another one that's always interesting to look at. So 24%, 25% was rent, which makes sense. That professional indemnity insurance, fuel, groceries, personal necessities, health insurance, weekend away. Yeah, that all makes sense. So overall with our expenses, we only spent $3 over, which is pretty good. And considering we made like $900 more than expected here, and then we've got the professional insurance, we got to save some money that we weren't expecting. Overall, I would call January quite a success. I would say it was definitely a success. Anyway, we are going to duplicate that and get started on our February budget. This month is going to start from the 1st of February, which is a Saturday. We'll just go through and untick all of these. Oops. And we can zero out all of this. Oh. And get rid of all of these expenses. Alrighty. Now, payday. We are going to have a payday on the 31st, so the next will be the 14th. Valentine's Day, lovely. On the 14th. The next paycheck will come through on the 28th. Oh, we're cutting it fine. It's nearly a 1 paycheck month. Jeez. There won't be the 3rd paycheck, obviously. And then the family support, if that comes out on the 7th, 21st, it'll come out on the 4th. And then on the 18th. Perfect. And rollover will come through on the 1st of Feb. This month is a bit tricky to sort of guesstimate what the income is going to be because Alex is starting a different FTE at this job. So I'm gonna budget like 1,400, I think. Oopsies. Gotta set these all at nothing. Yeah, I reckon 1,400, and then that means he'll be picking up extra at his other job. So I'm gonna say 800. That will stay the same. 1,400, 800. That will be 0. That will be 0. And rollover, I'm estimating about 400 because we've still got that paycheck to come through. But we've also got some. Oh, actually, I'm gonna say 600 because we've also got some other money coming through from another job that Alex did, but also some miscellaneous, like we've still got some Christmas money, all that sort of stuff. So I'm gonna say 600. Now, I'll fix up all these due dates later, but the budget with all of this, it's just gotta be 2/3 of whatever is written here. So let me do some maths. That's just because we save a certain amount fortnightly. I know saving it fortnightly rather than monthly means that for things that come out monthly, we end up having an extra amount in our bills account because there's the 26 fortnights, but 24 fortnights would account for the 12 months, all of that. But I just prefer saving fortnightly because then at the end of the year, we've got that buffer in there. And if electricity is crazy high for whatever reason, then we've sort of accounted for it a bit. Internet will be 80 and professional insurance we will not have to pay for, thank goodness. That's bills, subscriptions. This will be $1.49. This will be $2.49. Pretty sure. Alex's gym will be $2.56. My gym will be $50. Alrighty. Now what are we looking at? All right, so we've got about $1,800 left over after our bills and subscriptions, which is pretty good. Groceries, our budget is $400. Fuel, $400. Personal necessities, let's say $250. Social and takeaway, what have we got on this month? Alex is working, so a lot of it, that usually makes things a lot easier as far as us not socializing. We tend to spend more money, I think, socializing when we are out together. Got a birthday party for a friend. Yeah, the birthday party from a friend I think is all that we've got on. So I'm going to come back to that depending on how much we have left over after everything else. Date nights. We're going to see Tyler Childers. We've got that concert booked in and we are going to go on a bowling date night. The bowling date night, we should be able to get $10 games. So I'm going to budget like $100. I think $50 each night should be fine for food mostly. Miscellaneous, I like to just put $100 aside for things that pop up. Ellie has started daycare again, but it's only half a day, so it's like $12 a week or something. I'm gonna say about 50 plus. She might need a tin of formula, but she'll be getting weaned off of that because she is 1 this month. So let's see. Reckon I'll put, oh, but she's also got swimming lessons, but that's getting paid for. I'll put $100 for now, and I will adjust this budget during the month if, you know, that money from my parents hits the account for Christmas and then we have that come out for swimming lessons and that sort of stuff. I'll adjust all that as need be. Weekend away is done. All right, so we've still got $481.62 left over, so I can put $50 aside for takeaway, I reckon, just as like a bit of a buffer. We have also got quite a few birthdays happening. So we have Ellie's birthday, which we've already saved for. Now, I've spoken about this before in a TikTok, in one of my payday reels. We do use a credit card for our daily expenses just to earn Qantas points for it, just to make sure that our money is really working as hard as it can, every single cent. We never put anything on the Amex that we haven't already accounted for or that we don't know is going to definitely be able to be accounted for by the time we have to pay it off every month. I know Alex has paid for something on the credit card, and that was simply because he didn't want me to see what it was because it was my birthday present, but he's already given that to me now. So that was $151.97. But we do also have a friend's birthday, so I'm gonna put that up to $200 because I think Alex is planning to take that friend out bowling or something like that, just to have a bit of fun. Alex also has a powerlifting competition that we need to account for. The registration for that I think is $130, so that's accounted for. Other than that, I would say this money is going to go towards baby number 2. Anything left over, I'll just put $100 for now because we'll wait and see what that is. But any money left over is going to go towards baby number 2 because we've got just a few little things that we need to buy, like reusable nursing pads, things like that. So I think that will be helpful. But otherwise, that is our February budget. So I'm feeling good about that. I was honestly quite stressed going into this just because I know that the paychecks are going to look a little bit different with Alex starting this new job. I think it will all work out all right. And then hopefully we've got one more month like this, and then April, my parental leave should come through, which is amazing. On that note, thank you so much for watching. I really hope that this is beneficial for you. I just think conversations like this are so important, especially amongst women, but just conversations about financial transparency, how much money we're making. I feel like you always see people online going out and doing stuff and you're like, how do they afford that? And how have they also bought a house and done all that? And I think just showing real numbers like this and being fully transparent is so important in showing people how this stuff is possible. As you can see, we're not saving a bunch this month, but that's because we've accounted for things like date nights and takeaway and stuff like that. Like, there are definitely ways that I could cut down this budget, but I know that I don't need to this month to still hit my goals. And that's something that Alex and I have really worked through in the past. Is we've gone through seasons of grinding so hard and saving so hard that we were not having any fun or allowing ourselves any takeaway money, anything like that. It just wasn't worth it for us in the long run. Like, we are so young that for us, we just think we need to enjoy life at the same time as trying to hustle and save and everything. You know, we've accepted that this year is not going to be a huge savings year. We do still have ambitious goals. We still want to save $10,000 towards our house deposit. But next year, I'm going to be able to work a lot more once uni is finished. That can be when we really hustle and grind. But anyway, I just think, as I said, conversations like this are so important. So thank you so much for watching. Thank you for supporting the channel. And I really hope to see you in another video. Bye, guys.